The day my own daughter called me too poor, something inside me broke. She looked at me, in front of everyone, and said I should not come to her wedding. I smiled. I said nothing, but inside, I felt like I lost everything. But what she did not know was that I already had a plan. On her wedding day, when everyone was laughing at me, suddenly, the host picked up the mic and said my name. The whole hall went silent, and my daughter's face changed in seconds. That day, no one laughed at me again. So stay with me, because what happened next, no one was ready for. And before we go on, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And also tell me in the comments which country you are watching from. I really like to see how far these stories reach. My name is Daniel Carter. I am 62 years old. I live in a small town in Ohio. My life is not big, not rich, not famous, but it is honest. Every dollar I ever earned, I earned with hard work. I worked 35 years as a mechanic. My hands are rough. My back hurts most days. But I never complained. Because I had one reason, my daughter, Emily. Emily was my whole world. Her mother left when Emily was just 7 years old. No warning. No reason. One day she was there, next day gone. It was just me and Emily after that. I still remember the first night after her mother left. Emily was crying in her room. She asked me, "Dad, did I do something wrong?" That question, it broke me. I sat next to her, held her small hands and said, "No, sweetheart. You did nothing wrong. I am here. I will always be here." And I kept that promise. I learned how to cook. Bad at first, very bad. I burned many dinners. But Emily still smiled and ate. I learned how to braid her hair by watching videos. Took me hours, but I did it. I went to every school meeting, every parent-teacher conference, every birthday, every moment. I was there. I was not rich, but I gave her everything I could. When she wanted a bicycle, I worked extra shifts. When she needed books, I skipped buying new clothes for myself. When she dreamed, I supported her. Emily was smart, very smart. She studied hard. She got a scholarship to a good college. I was so proud that day. I remember standing in the crowd, clapping like a fool with tears in my eyes. I thought, my little girl is going to have a better life than me. And that was enough for me. Over time, Emily changed. Slowly, very slowly. At first, I did not notice. She started talking differently, dressing differently, thinking differently. She made new friends, rich friends. When she came home during holidays, she talked about expensive restaurants, big houses, luxury trips. Things I never understood. I still remember one dinner. I made her favorite meal, chicken with mashed potatoes. She looked at the plate and said, "Dad, this is too simple. You should try something more modern." I smiled. I said nothing. But inside, I felt something change. Still, she was my daughter. I ignored the small things. Then one day she called me. Her voice was excited. "Dad, I have news." "What is it?" I asked. "I'm getting married." For a moment, I could not speak. My little girl, getting married. I felt proud, happy, emotional. "That's amazing," I said. "Who is the guy?" "His name is Ryan. He's a businessman. Very successful." Of course, successful. I should have guessed. She told me about the wedding. Big hotel. Expensive decorations. Many important guests. Sounded like a dream. Then she said, "Dad, I will send you the invitation soon." I waited for that invitation like a child waits for a gift. Days passed. Then weeks. Nothing came. Finally, I decided to visit her. I wanted to see her, talk to her, maybe help with the wedding. When I reached her apartment, I was shocked. It was huge. Luxury building. Everything looked expensive. I felt out of place, but I still smiled. She opened the door. For a moment, she just looked at me. "Dad, you should have called before coming." "I wanted to surprise you," I said softly. She let me in. But something felt cold. We sat down. I asked about the wedding. She talked, but not with excitement. More like pressure. Then I said, "Emily, I didn't get the invitation." She stayed quiet. Then she took a deep breath. "Dad, there's something I need to tell you." My heart started beating faster. She looked at me, not like a daughter looks at her father, but like a stranger. "Ryan's family is very high class," she said. I nodded slowly. "And they care about image, about status." I did not like where this was going. She continued, "Dad, I don't want you to feel uncomfortable at the wedding." I forced a smile. "I'll be fine." Then she said the words I will never forget. Dad, maybe it's better if you don't come. Silence. I thought I heard wrong. What? I asked. She looked down, then said it clearly. You are too simple. Too poor. It will not look good. Too poor. That word hit me like a knife. I sat there, looking at my own daughter. The same girl I raised, the same girl I gave everything. And now, I was not good enough. For her wedding. I wanted to say something. I wanted to shout, to cry, to remind her of everything. But I didn't. I just nodded slowly. I understand, I said. But I did not understand. Not really. I stood up. My legs felt weak. She walked me to the door. No hug. No emotion. Just distance. As I stepped outside, I felt something break inside me. But at the same time, something else was born. A quiet decision. She thinks I am nothing. Then I will show her exactly who I am. Not with anger. Not with noise. But in a way she will never forget. I walked away from that building with tears in my eyes, but a plan in my heart. And that plan would change everything. I did not go home right away. I just sat in my old car, hands on the steering wheel, looking straight ahead. My mind was full. Her words were playing again and again in my head. Too poor. I looked at my hands. Rough hands. Dirty nails. Small cuts. These hands fixed cars for 35 years. These hands fed her. Raised her. Protected her. And now, these same hands were not good enough. I closed my eyes for a moment. I could still hear her voice. Cold. Careful. Like she was talking to a stranger, not her father. But I did not cry. Not there. I took a deep breath, started the engine, and drove home. When I reached my small house, everything felt quiet. Too quiet. I walked inside slowly. The same old sofa. The same small kitchen. The same pictures on the wall. There was a photo of Emily when she was 10, holding a birthday cake. Big smile. Bright eyes. I stood there, looking at that photo for a long time. Where did that girl go? I whispered. I sat down, and something inside me became very clear. I was not angry. I was not broken. I was done begging for respect. That night, I did something I had not done in many years. I opened an old metal box. It was under my bed, covered in dust. Inside were papers, old documents, letters, files, things I never talked about, things Emily never knew. I slowly took them out, one by one. There were contracts, business papers, property documents. Yes, I was a mechanic. But that was not my full story. Many years ago, before Emily was born, I made one decision that changed my life. A friend of mine, his name was Mark, came to me with an idea. A small business, car parts supply. He said, Daniel, I need a partner. I trust you. I did not have much money, but I trusted him. So I invested everything I had at that time. It was risky. Very risky. For years, nothing big happened. I forgot about it. Life got busy. Marriage. Then Emily. Then problems. Then divorce. I focused only on surviving, raising my daughter. But Mark, he never stopped. That small business slowly grew. Then it became big. Then very big. And one day, many years later, Mark came to me again. He said, Daniel, you are still a partner. I laughed at him. I said, I am just a mechanic now. But he showed me the papers. My name was still there. I still owned a part of the company. I did not tell anyone. Not even Emily. Why? Because I did not need that money. I had enough to live. To raise her. And I wanted her to grow with values, not money. So I stayed simple. I worked every day. I lived like a normal man. But the truth was, I was not poor. Not even close. That night, I looked at those papers again. My share in that company, today, was worth millions. I sat there, in silence. Not smiling. Not proud. Just thinking. Emily called me too poor, without knowing the truth. But this was not about money. No. This was about respect. About love. About what really matters. I closed the box slowly. I had a choice. I could ignore everything. Stay quiet. Let her marry, and disappear from my life. I could do something. Something she would never forget. Not to hurt her. But to make her understand. I stood up, walked to the kitchen, and made myself a cup of coffee. My hands were steady now. My mind was clear. The next morning, I made a phone call. Mark, I said. Daniel. Long time, my friend, he replied. I need your help, I said. He stayed quiet for a moment. Then he said, anything. I told him everything. About Emily. About the wedding. About what she said. There was silence on the other side. Then he said slowly, "That must hurt." "It does," I replied. Then I said, "I want to come to that wedding. But not as her father." I paused. "I want to come as something else." Mark understood. He always understood. "You have a plan?" he asked. "Yes," I said. And for the first time since that day, I smiled. The next few days, things started moving. Mark made some calls. Big calls. Important calls. The kind of calls I never made in my life. The wedding was at a luxury hotel. Very expensive. Very exclusive. But that did not matter. Because the company, our company, was one of the main sponsors for that event. Emily did not know this. Ryan did not know this. But Mark, he arranged everything. My name was added to the guest list. Not as father of the bride, but as a special guest. I also prepared something else. A suit. Not a cheap one. A clean, simple, but powerful suit. I looked at myself in the mirror when I tried it. For a moment, I did not recognize myself. But I did not change who I was. I was still Daniel. Still simple. Still honest. The day of the wedding arrived. I woke up early. Very early. I sat on my porch, holding my coffee. Thinking about everything. Memories came back. Emily as a child. Her first steps. Her first day at school. Her first smile. And now, this day. I was not invited. But I was going. Not to fight. Not to create drama. But to show truth. I stood up, got ready, and wore that suit. Before leaving, I looked at that old photo again. "Today, you will see me," I said softly. Then I walked out of my house. Got into my car. And started driving towards the wedding. My heart was calm. But something big was coming. Something no one was ready for. And when my name would be announced on that stage, everything would change. The road to the wedding felt longer than usual. I was driving slow, not because of traffic, but because of my thoughts. Every turn, every signal, reminded me of something from the past. I remembered the small roads where I taught Emily how to ride a bicycle. I remembered the school road, where she held my hand tightly on her first day. And now, I was going to her wedding, as a stranger. Life is strange. When I finally reached the hotel, I stopped the car for a moment. It was big. Very big. Luxury cars everywhere. People dressed in expensive clothes. Cameras. Lights. Everything shining. This was not my world. But today, I was part of it. I stepped out of the car, adjusted my suit, and walked towards the entrance. A man in a black suit stopped me. "Sir, invitation please." I looked at him calmly, and gave my name. Daniel Carter. He checked the list. For a second, nothing. Then his face changed. "Yes sir, welcome." "Sir." That word felt new. He opened the door for me. I walked inside. The hall was beautiful. Big chandeliers, golden lights, flowers everywhere. Music was playing softly. People were talking, laughing, enjoying. I looked around slowly. So many faces. But none of them knew me. And maybe that was better. I saw Emily from far. She was standing with her friends. Wearing a white dress. Looking perfect. Like a bride in a dream. For a moment, my heart became soft. "That's my daughter," I whispered. But then, I remembered her words. And my heart became strong again. I stayed in the corner. Quiet. Watching everything. No one noticed me. Time passed. Guests were seated. The ceremony started. Emily walked down the aisle. Everyone stood up. Clapping. Smiling. I also stood. But my hands did not clap. I just watched. Her eyes were shining. But she did not look around. She did not look for me. Because in her world, I was not there. The ceremony was long, but I stayed. Every word, every promise. I heard everything. When it ended, people cheered. "Congratulations. Beautiful couple. Perfect wedding." Yes, perfect. After some time, the host came on stage. He smiled and took the mic. "Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here tonight." Everyone became quiet. "We have a very special moment now," he said. I looked at the stage. My heart started beating slowly, but strong. This wedding is not just about love, but also about support and success. He paused. "And tonight, we want to thank someone very special, someone who made a big contribution to this event." Emily and Ryan looked curious. They did not know. Of course they did not know. The host continued. "This wedding is proudly supported by Carter and Mark Industries. Some people clapped. Ryan smiled. Emily looked impressed. But still, they did not understand. Then the host said, "And now, I would like to invite one of the key partners of this company, a man of hard work, a man of vision." My heart was calm now. Very calm. "Please welcome, Mr. Daniel Carter." Silence. For 1 second, 2 seconds, then people started clapping. But not very loud, because no one knew who I was. Except one person. Emily. I looked at her. Her face changed. Her smile disappeared. Her eyes became wide. Confused. Shocked. "No," she whispered. I slowly stood up. Every step was heavy, but strong. I walked towards the stage. People moved aside. Some looked at me with respect. Some with curiosity. But Emily, she could not move. She was frozen. I reached the stage. The host shook my hand. "Welcome, sir." I nodded. He gave me the mic. My hand was steady. I looked at the crowd. Then, I looked at my daughter. My voice was simple. "Come. Good evening." The hall became silent. "I am Daniel Carter." Pause. "I am the father of the bride." A wave of whispers spread in the hall. People looked at Emily, then at me, then back at Emily. Confusion everywhere. Emily's face turned pale. Ryan looked at her. "What is going on?" he whispered. She had no answer. I continued. "I was not invited today." Silence. Heavy silence. But I still came. I looked at Emily again. Not with anger. Not with hate. Just truth. "A few days ago, my daughter told me, I am too poor to be here." Gasps in the crowd. Some people looked shocked. Some uncomfortable. Ryan looked embarrassed. Emily's eyes filled with tears. But I did not stop. I did not come here to shame her. I paused. I came here to show her something. I took a breath. Money is not what makes a man big. Love, respect, and sacrifice, that is what matters. My voice was still calm. But every word was strong. I raised her alone. I gave her everything I could. Not money, but life. I looked around. People were listening carefully now. No noise. No movement. Just silence. And today, I see a beautiful wedding. I see success. But I also see something missing. I looked at Emily. Directly. Respect. Her tears started falling. She could not hide now. "I am not poor," I said softly. "I just chose a simple life. I chose to be a father, before being a rich man." Complete silence. Even the music had stopped. I put the mic down slowly. The hall was still. No one moved. No one spoke. Emily was standing there. Broken. Shocked. And finally, understanding. And that moment was more powerful than anything else. I stood on the stage, and for a few seconds, I said nothing more. The hall was very quiet. No music, no talking, just silence. I could hear my own breathing. I could see Emily standing there, shaking. Her hands were not steady anymore. Her perfect smile was gone. Now she looked like the same little girl who once asked me, "Dad, did I do something wrong?" But this time, I did not move fast to comfort her. Because some moments need truth first. Ryan looked confused. He looked at Emily, then at me. "Emily, what is he saying?" he asked slowly. Emily could not answer. Her lips moved, but no words came out. I stepped back a little, giving space. The host did not know what to do. People in the crowd started whispering. Some were shocked. Some were emotional. Some were just watching like this was a movie. But for me, this was not a show. This was my life. After a few seconds, I picked up the mic again. My voice was still calm. "I am not here to stop this wedding," I said. "I am not here to create trouble." I paused, then said softly, "I am here because I am her father." Those words felt heavy. Very heavy. Emily finally moved. Slowly, she stepped forward. Her eyes were full of tears now. She walked towards the stage, step by step. Every step looked difficult, like she was carrying something very heavy inside her heart. When she reached near the stage, she looked up at me. "Dad?" she said. Her voice was weak, broken. That one word, Dad. I had waited so long to hear it again like this. Not cold, not distant, but real. But I stayed strong. I did not move yet. Ryan also came forward now. He looked serious. "Sir, I think we need to talk," he said. I nodded. "Yes, we do." But before we could say more, one old man from the guests stood up. He spoke loudly. A man like him should never be disrespected. People turned to look at him. Then another voice came. He raised her alone? That is not easy. Then another. This is wrong, very wrong. Slowly, the crowd started reacting. Not against me, but supporting me. Emily looked around. She saw people whispering, looking at her, judging her. That pressure hit her hard. She covered her face with her hands and started crying. Not small tears. Real crying. The kind that comes from deep inside. Dad. I'm sorry, she said, her voice shaking. I didn't mean it like that. But I gently shook my head. No, you did mean it, I said softly. She froze. Truth hurts. But it is still truth. I know you wanted a perfect wedding, I continued. I know you wanted everything to look big, rich, beautiful. I looked around the hall. And yes, this is beautiful. Then I looked back at her. But you forgot something important. She slowly looked up. You forgot the people who made you who you are. Silence again. Deep silence. Emily could not look into my eyes. Ryan stepped closer. He looked serious now, but not angry. Sir, I didn't know about this, he said. I looked at him. I believe you, I replied. He nodded. Then he turned to Emily. Is this true? He asked quietly. Emily said nothing. That silence was the answer. Ryan took a deep breath. Then he said something no one expected. If your father is not respected here, then this wedding means nothing. Gasps in the crowd. Emily looked shocked. Ryan, no, she said quickly. But he did not stop. He looked at me. Sir, you should be here. Not as a guest, but as her father. His voice was strong. Honest. For a moment, I saw something different in him. Not just a rich man, but a man who understands respect. I nodded slowly. Thank you, I said. Emily stepped closer to the stage now. Very close. Her eyes were red. Her makeup slightly ruined. But for the first time that day, she looked real. Not perfect. Not fake. Just real. Dad, please, she said. Please don't leave. That sentence hit my heart. Because leaving was exactly what I was thinking. I looked at her for a long moment. I saw regret. I saw pain. But I also saw something else. Truth. Maybe she finally understood. Maybe this moment changed her. I slowly stepped down from the stage. The whole hall was watching. Every eye on us. I stood in front of her. Very close now. She was shaking. I raised my hand. And for a second, she closed her eyes. Maybe she thought I will walk away. But I didn't. I gently placed my hand on her head. Just like I did when she was a child. It's okay, I said softly. She broke down completely. She hugged me tightly. Like she was 7 years old again. Crying into my chest. I'm sorry. Dad. I'm so sorry. I closed my eyes. And for the first time that day, a tear fell from my eye. Not from pain. But from release. From healing. The crowd started clapping. Slowly at first. Then louder. Not for the drama. But for the moment. For the truth. For the love. Ryan smiled slightly. The host looked relieved. Everything changed in that moment. The wedding was still there. The lights, the music, the guests. But now, there was something real inside it. Respect. Love. Truth. And I knew. This moment would stay with her forever. She was still holding me tight, like she was scared I will go away again. Her tears were falling on my suit, but I did not move. For many years, I waited for this moment. Not this pain, but this truth. I slowly put my hand on her back. It's okay, I said again, very softly. But inside, I was not fully okay. Some wounds take time. Some words stay in the heart. Still, she was my daughter. And a father never stops being a father. After a few moments, she slowly moved back. She wiped her tears, but her hands were still shaking. Her makeup was not perfect anymore. But for me, she looked more real now than ever before. Ryan came closer. He looked at both of us, then said gently, I think we need to fix this. I nodded. Emily looked down. She felt ashamed. That was clear. The host came again on stage, a little nervous. Ladies and gentlemen, he said, trying to smile, sometimes real moments are more powerful than planned ones. Some people laughed softly. The tension in the hall slowly started going down. But still, everyone was watching us. Because they knew something big just happened. Ryan took the mic. I want to say something, he said. His voice was calm, but strong. I didn't know about this before today. He looked at me. But now that I know, I want to do what is right. He turned to Emily. If your father is here, then he should not stand far. He paused, then said, he should walk you, like a father does. The crowd reacted again. Some smiled. Some clapped. Emily looked up, shocked. Her eyes filled again with tears. Dad? She whispered. I stayed quiet for a moment. My heart was heavy, but also soft. This was the moment I dreamed of, many years ago. Walking my daughter to her wedding. But now, it felt different. Not simple. Not easy. But still, important. I looked at her. Are you sure? I asked. She nodded quickly. Yes, please. Her voice was weak, but real. I took a deep breath. Then I slowly nodded. Okay. That one word changed everything again. The crowd started clapping louder now. Real clapping. Not polite, but emotional. The music started again, soft and slow. Emily held my arm. Her hand was cold, nervous, but she did not let go. We walked together, step by step. Everyone was watching. But this time, I did not feel like a stranger. I felt like a father. As we walked, she whispered, I was wrong, Dad. I did not look at her. I just said, I know. She took a small breath. I forgot everything. I forgot you. That hurt, but it was true. I said quietly, you didn't forget, you just chose something else. She stayed silent. We reached the front. I placed her hand in Ryan's hand. He looked at me with respect. I will take care of her, he said. I looked into his eyes. Take care of her heart, not just her life, I replied. He nodded. I will. I stepped back. This time, I was not outside. I was part of the moment. The ceremony continued. But now, everything felt different. More honest. More real. After the ceremony, people started coming to me. One by one. Sir, you are a strong man. You raised her well. Respect to you. I just smiled. Simple smile. I did not need praise. I only wanted one thing. My daughter to understand. Emily came to me again later. Her eyes were still red, but calmer now. Dad, can we talk? She asked. I nodded. We moved to a quiet corner. Away from people. Away from noise. She stood in front of me, looking down. I feel very ashamed, she said. Her voice was soft. I said things I should never say. I listened. I did not stop her. I was trying to fit into their world. I wanted everything perfect. She paused, then said, and I forgot the person who made my life possible. Silence. I looked at her. This was not the same Emily from before. This was someone who understood her mistake. And that matters. I said slowly, money is not bad. She looked up. Wanting a good life is not wrong. She listened carefully. But losing your heart, for that, is wrong. Her eyes filled again. I understand now, she said. I nodded. I hope you remember this, not just today, but always. She stepped closer and hugged me again. This time, not in panic, but in love. Real love. Thank you for coming, she whispered. I smiled slightly. I was always coming, I said. And that was true. No matter what she said, no matter what happened, I would always come. Because I am her father. And that will never change. After that moment, everything in the wedding felt different. Same lights, same music, same people. But now, there was honesty in the air. Not just show. Not just image. Real feelings. I sat on one table, quietly. People were still coming, talking to me, shaking my hand. But I did not care about attention. My eyes were only looking at one person. Emily. She was talking with guests, smiling, but now her smile was not fake. It was soft, real, a little emotional. Sometimes, she looked at me. And every time our eyes met, she gave a small smile. Like she was saying, I see you now. That was enough for me. After some time, dinner started. Big tables, full of food. Everything expensive. Everything perfect. But I remembered old days. Simple dinners. Just me and her. Laughing. Talking. Those were real moments. Not this big show. I was happy. Because now, she was coming back. Slowly, but coming back. Ryan came and sat next to me. He looked serious, but respectful. Sir, can I ask you something? He said. Yes, I replied. Why did you hide who you really are? Good question. I looked at my hands for a moment. Then I said, because I didn't want my daughter to love money. He stayed quiet, listening. I wanted her to respect hard work, simple life, real people. I paused. But maybe I made a mistake too. He looked at me. What mistake? He asked. I didn't show her the full truth. Silence. He nodded slowly. That makes sense, he said. Then he added, but today, she learned. I looked at Emily again. Yes, she did. Ryan took a deep breath. I will take care of her, he said again. I nodded. I believe you. And I meant it, because I saw something in him. Not perfect, but honest. And that matters. After dinner, it was time for speeches. Friends spoke. Family spoke. Everyone shared stories. Some funny. Some emotional. Then suddenly, Emily took the mic. The whole hall became quiet again. She looked nervous. Her hands were shaking a little. But she stood strong. I want to say something, she said. Her voice was soft. I was not planning this. She looked at me. Straight into my eyes. But I need to say it. Silence. Deep silence. I made a mistake, she said. People looked at each other. I hurt the most important person in my life. Her voice broke a little. My father. Everyone turned to look at me. I stayed still, listening. When I was young, he gave me everything. She continued. He worked hard, he sacrificed, he stayed with me when no one else did. Tears started falling again. And I forgot all of that, for money, for status, for people who don't even matter. The hall was very quiet now. No whispers. No movement. Just her voice. I told him, he is too poor. She paused. I feel ashamed even saying it now. She wiped her tears. But today he showed me something. She took a breath. He showed me what real wealth is. People started nodding. Some were emotional. Real wealth is not money. It is love. It is sacrifice. It is staying when things are hard. Her voice became stronger. And my father is the richest man I know. The whole hall started clapping. Loud, strong, real. I felt something in my chest. Warm. She looked at me again. Dad, thank you. For not leaving. For coming. For loving me, even when I didn't deserve it. That line hit me hard. Because that is what love is. Loving, even when the other person is wrong. I stood up slowly. Not for the crowd. Not for the moment. But for her. She smiled through her tears. And I smiled back. Simple. But full. After the speech, people came again. But this time, it felt different. Not like they were just guests. They were witnesses. Witness of something real. Something strong. Emily came to me again later. She sat next to me. Like old times. Quiet. Peaceful. Dad? She said softly. Yes. Will you come home tomorrow? That question felt bigger than anything. Home. Our home. The small house. The simple life. I nodded. Yes. She smiled. Small, but real. I miss it, she said. I looked at her. You can always come back. She nodded. I know now. We sat there, without talking. Just sitting. And sometimes, silence is the best conversation. Because everything important is already understood. And in that moment, I knew. This was not the end of something. This was the start of fixing everything. The night was slowly coming to an end, but something new was starting inside us. The music was softer now. Some guests were leaving. Some were still talking, laughing, enjoying. But for me, everything felt calm, peaceful. Emily was sitting next to me. Not far. Not busy. Just sitting like old days. Sometimes she looked at me and smiled. Small smile, but full of meaning. After some time, she said softly, Dad, can we go outside for a minute? I nodded. We both stood up and walked out of the hall. Outside, the air was cool. Fresh. Quiet. No loud music. No crowd. Just silence. We stood near the garden. Lights were soft. The sky was dark, but beautiful. For a moment, we said nothing. Then she spoke. I forgot this feeling, she said. What feeling? I asked. Peace, she replied. I looked at her. She looked tired, but light. Like something heavy left her heart. I was running so fast. Dad, she continued. Running after money, after people, after status. She paused. And I lost myself. I listened. No interruption. No judgment. She looked at me. Did you ever feel that I changed? She asked. I smiled a little. Yes, I said honestly. She nodded slowly. I think I didn't just change. She looked down. I became someone else. Silence. Then she said something very soft. I don't like that person. Those words were very real. Very deep. I took a small breath. People change, I said. It happens. She looked at me. But not everyone comes back, I added. She understood. I want to come back, she said quickly. To you, to home, to real life. Her voice had hope. And fear. Fear that maybe it is too late. But I shook my head gently. It is not late, I said. She looked at me, like she needed to hear that. You are my daughter, I continued. No mistake can change that. Her eyes filled with tears again. But this time, they were not heavy tears. They were light. Relief. She hugged me again. Tight. Warm. Real. I missed you, she whispered. I was always there, I replied softly. We stayed like that for a few seconds. Then we slowly moved back. She wiped her face and smiled. Ryan is a good man, she said. I nodded. Yes, he is. She smiled a little more. He stood for you, that means a lot. Yes, I said. That shows his heart. She looked thoughtful. I think I chose the right person, but I forgot the right values. I smiled. Now you remember. She nodded. We walked back inside. The hall was almost empty now. Only close people were there. Ryan came to us. Everything okay? He asked. Emily smiled. Yes, everything is better now. He looked at me. Thank you for coming, he said. I nodded. Take care of her, I said again. He smiled. I will. Then he added, and I will also make sure she never forgets this day. Emily looked at him. Not this day, she said softly. This lesson. We all smiled a little. After some time, it was time to leave. Guess we're going. Lights were turning off slowly. I took my coat and walked towards the exit. Emily came running behind me. Dad, wait. I stopped. She came in front of me. Will you come tomorrow, really? She asked. Yes, I said. Morning? She asked. I smiled. Morning. She looked happy, like a child again. I will make breakfast, she said. I laughed a little. Let's see if it is better than mine. She laughed too. First real laugh. Light. Free. Then she hugged me one more time. Good night, Dad. Good night, I replied. I walked out of the hotel. The night was quiet. I reached my car and sat inside. For a moment, I did not start the engine. I just sat there, thinking. Everything that happened. The pain. The truth. The stage. Her tears. Her words. It all felt heavy. But also, right. I looked at my hands again. Same rough hands. Same old man. But something inside me felt new. Stronger. Lighter. I started the car and drove home. The road was empty. Street lights passing one by one. And for the first time in a long time, I felt peace. Not because everything was perfect, but because something broken was finally fixing. When I reached home, I stepped inside slowly. Same small house. Same quiet walls. But tonight, it did not feel empty. It felt full. I looked at that old photo again. Emily, smiling with her birthday cake. I smiled back. She is coming back, I whispered. Then I turned off the lights and went to sleep. And that night, I slept without pain, without anger, just peace. Because sometimes, life breaks you, only to bring you back, stronger and closer to what really matters. Daniel. I stand there, in that big wedding hall, my name still echo in the speakers. Special thanks to Mr. Daniel Carter. People start clapping again, louder this time, stronger. But I am not looking at people. I am looking at my daughter, Emma. Her face changed slowly. First shock, then confusion, then something else, something like shame. She looked at me like she's seeing me for first time in her life. Not poor man, not old man, but her father. I don't move. My hands little shaking, but my heart very calm. After many years, very calm. The host kept talking. Without him, this wedding was not possible. And big screen behind it show pictures. Old house, small kitchen. Emma as little girl, me holding her hand, me working, me smiling tired, but happy. I didn't know they prepare this. I look at Liam. He gives small smile. He knew. He planned this. Emma slowly walked down from stage. Her steps slow, heavy. People watching. Whole hall quiet now. She come close to me. Very close. Her eyes wet. Dad, she say very soft. I don't answer. I just look at her. She try again, her voice breaking. Dad. I didn't know. I take deep breath. You didn't ask, I say simple. Silence. She cry now. Real cry. Not show, not fake, real. I was wrong. I was very wrong, she say. I see little Emma in her face again, the girl who hold my finger, who sleep on my chest. My heart hurt, but also, little warm. I thought money is everything, she say. I thought, you are, not enough. I nod slowly. Many people think that, I say. She looked down. I hurt you, she whisper. Yes, I say. No drama, no big words, just truth. She cry more. I am sorry, Dad, please, forgive me. Whole hall watching. But this moment, feel like only me and her. I stay quiet few seconds. Long seconds. Then I say, I already forgive you, long time ago. She look up fast. Really? She ask. Yes, I say. Because you are my daughter, not my enemy. She break, hug me tight. Very tight. Like she scared I will disappear. I slowly put my hand on her back. For first time in many years. People start clapping again. Soft, emotional. I don't care about them. I just stand there, holding my daughter. After some time, she pull back. I don't deserve you, she say. I smile little. Maybe, but you still have me. She nod, crying, but smiling little too. Then Liam come. He shake my hand, strong. Thank you, for everything, he say. I look at him. You take care of her, I say. I will, he say. I believe him. Then Emma say something, that surprised me. Dad, will you walk me to stage again, please? My heart stop 1 second. I look at her. Again? I ask. She nod. This time, as my father, not as guest. Silence again. But this silence, warm. I nod slowly. Okay, I say. She smile, big smile, like old days. She hold my arm. And we walk. Together. People stand. Clap. Some crying. Some smiling. But I only feel her hand, holding my arm tight. We reach stage. She stand there, proud. Ladies and gentlemen, she say, voice strong now. This is my father. Daniel Carter. The man who gave me everything, even when I gave him nothing. More claps. Loud. Strong. I feel something in my chest, heavy, but good heavy. Like, years of pain, finally going out. Wedding continue. Music, food, laughs. But best moment, already happened. Later, night time. I sit outside hall, alone, little tired. Emma come, sit next to me. No makeup now, simple face. Dad, she say. Yes. Can I come visit you, after wedding, sometimes? I smile. My door never close for you. She nod. Then she say, I don't care about money now. I just want you. I look at her. You say that now, but remember it later too. I will, she say. I believe her. Because this time, her eyes different. Not proud, not cold. Just real. Time pass. People leave. Night quiet. I go home, simple house, same old chair, same small kitchen. But today, everything feel different. Phone buzz. Message from Emma. Good night, Dad. I love you. I look at screen long time. Then I type. Good night. I love you too. I put phone down. Sit in silence. Small smile on my face. I was too poor for her wedding. But in the end, I was the reason it shine. And sometimes, life is like this. People don't see your value. Until world shows it to them. But real win is not money. Not stage. Not claps. Real win is getting your family back. And that night, I finally got mine back. So this is my story. If you feel something in your heart, if this story touch you, then don't forget to like this video, and subscribe to the channel, because many more real and deep stories are coming for you. Thank you for listening.